Hello, and glad to see you back at the mill turn training videos. In this video, we're going to address the drilling on these angled faces. In the previous video, we went and milled those flats on those angled faces, and now we're going to go ahead and put the drilling and tapping operations in these. These are M5 tapped holes, so we need to spot drill them, and tap them. So to initiate this, I'm going to go to my drilling command in the 2-axis tab. Once I have that selected, I'm going to make sure and ensure that my coordinate system is set correctly. So we are set to Mach 1 position 2, which is the angled face that we created to do the flats on that face. So from here, I'm going to come in and capture the geometry. So for the simple example here, I'm just going to simply come in and pick that hole feature and bring that into my toolpath. Once I have the hole defined, I'll come in and select a drill. And for this case here, I'm going to go to my toolkit and we're going to select tool 41, which is a spot face drill. And we'll bring this into our toolpath and then we'll set our levels. Because I'm going to do a spot face and I want to drill it to the diameter of the drill, my upper level is going to be set to this face right here. So I'm just going to click in that field and select that face. That's where I want the toolpath to start. And in this case, I'm going to set my depth to 0, okay? Because again, we're not going to be drilling to a tip, but we're going to be actually drilling to a diameter. And what is that diameter that I want to drill to? I'm going to come in and select the diameter value button and simply pick the countersink diameter size. It will set the radius automatically, and then I'll come into my technology tab and tell it what type of drilling operation it is. In this case here, it'd just be a standard spot face drilling cycle, just once and in and out, and we're done. I'll go ahead and hit save and calculate and make sure that what I see. If I wanted to, I could take this into Solid Verify just to double check that I got everything set correctly. Come down, look at that, do a quick compare, and we are set and drilled to our diameter. Now, again, I'm going to go back to my transformation function, and we know from previous videos that what the angles of the rotation are, so I'm just going to instigate a 4-axis motion. I'm going to make sure it includes the original operation, and in this case here, my first rotational value is going to be 95 degrees. I'll insert that in, and the second rotation value is 190 degrees, and I'll insert that one in as well. And then I can get copies to go around to the 2 additional faces. Now, personally myself, there are a lot of ways to do drilling commands. This is just one methodology. I like to use save and copies. Save and copies will give me a perfectly redundant toolpath in my list, allowing me to change things up. So in this case here, I'm going to come in and select my drill for the pre-drill of the hole. In this case here, we're going to select tool. Let's see, it's tool 36. And there is my drill for my tap. Once I have that collected in, and then I'll set my Z levels. The upper level is already defined. Here I'm going to give it a drill depth. Now it depends on what you're picking for geometry. If you're going to be picking the edge of the cylinder, or if you're going to be picking the very point, is going to depend on what you're going to set here for either tip or to diameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill to the tip, and then in my drill depth, I'll just come down and simply pick that point at the bottom of that hole. I will then go to my technology tab, and maybe on this one we might want to do a peck drilling cycle and then set the necessary parameters for the peck drill. So maybe we're going to step down perhaps 5 millimeters per peck. Do we want to do a full retract out of the hole, yes or no? If we set that to no, we would give it a release distance. In this case, I want it to come all the way out of the hole in between pecks, and then any dwell time that I would want just to make sure that I have the hole perfectly drilled before moving on. Once I have that set, I will go ahead and hit save and calculate, and it will give me a peck drilling cycle that will drill it to that depth. Again, I like to use save and copies. Save and copies, again, just gives me a redundant toolpath that will allow me to pick a different tool. In this case here, I'm going to grab tool 85, which is my tap drill, or my tapping tool for this, and then set your appropriate Z levels. Again, the upper level's defined. My peck depth now, do I want to drill to the tip or to the diameter? I'm going to drill to the tip, but the depth that I'm going to select now is going to be the edge of the hole of where I want, or whatever value that you deem appropriate for your particular or what you want to do. Come to my tapping cycle, make sure that tapping is selected, And then if there's any other information, if you're PEC drill or PEC tapping, depending on how your machine's equipped, you can go ahead and set that into that category and save and calculate. So there's our spot drill, our spot, our drill, and our tapping cycle. If I highlight these three operations, bring these into simulation, solid verify, I can come in and hit play on this. It will give me the spotting cycles, the PEC drilling cycle, and then the tapping cycle. Now, I am going to take these into machine simulation. So I'm going to take this operations list into a machine simulation here. And I'm going to kind of advance it down to that PEC drilling command. So as we kind of zoom in here, what I want you to pay attention to is the motion of the machine. So here it's going to automatically position out, rotate the C-axis into the next alignment. And again, you can play with your and adjust your clearances and things that you like per your example. But thank you for watching this video. If you have questions, again, you can always reach us at technical support. We're happy to help in any way. Hope to see you on the next video. We're going to be doing some more milling, pocketing, as well as some 5-axis toolpaths in the next upcoming video. Have a great day.